Hello students, let us start with the part 2 of control and coordination chapter, and today we are going to discuss about the neural system that exists in vertebrates. Last time we had discussed about in invertebrates. So the nervous system in vertebrata, it is more developed. It is ectodermal in origin, that is the ectoderm during gastrulation. It gives rise to the nervous system. It is specialized for receiving the stimuli. Receiving the stimuli, it is called as excitability. It gets excited and then it transmits responses or messages that we call as conductivity. Nervous system in vertebrate, it consists of two types of cells, the neurons and the glial cells, also called as the supporting cells. These neurons, they are the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. They can detect a stimuli, they can receive a stimuli, and they can transmit or give the responses of different kinds of stimuli. Whereas the glial cells, they are the supporting cells, they are the packaging cells, they are the nourishing cells, and they are of three types. So first we'll study types of neuron on the basis of number of dendrons and axons they are having. So there are 5 types: the nonpolar neurons, the unipolar neurons, the pseudo-unipolar neurons, bipolar neurons, and the multipolar neurons. Non-polar neurons, they have several branch processes. You can see this is single cyton and there are so many branch processes. Such type of non-polar neurons are found in cylindrids or hydra, and these fibers, they form nerve nets. The unipolar neuron, they have only one axon. So this is the cyton and this is a single axon, unipolar neuron. The pseudo-unipolar neuron, they have single process which arises from a cyton and then it divides to give an axon and a dendrite. So this is a cyton. First, initially it arises with having a single process and then it gives rise to an axon and a dendrite. So it is called a pseudo. Pseudo means false unipolar, appears to be unipolar, but then it gives rise to two branches, dendron and an axon. Bipolar, it is having one axon and one dendrite. So you can see cyton, one axon, one dendrite. What is the difference between these two? Here it arises as a single one. Here it directly gives rise to two branches, one axon and one dendron. The multipolar, it has several dendrites and an axon. So you can see this is a cyton. So many dendrites are there. These are many dendrites and this is a single axon. So 5 types of neurons on basis of number of dendrons and axon. Let us see where are they located, what is their position. So the non-polar neurons, they are situated in cnidarians or cylindrids like hydra, like jellyfishes, Aurelia, forming nerve net type of nervous system. Unipolar neurons, they are situated in the embryonic stages, in the developmental stages of organisms. The pseudo-unipolar neurons, they are situated in the dorsal root ganglion of spinal nerve. We'll be studying about the spinal nerve in detail later, but just a brief view. This is the cross section of the spinal cord. It has gray matter in the center. Okay, so this is the gray matter having the ventral and the dorsal horn. These are the lateral horns. This upper region is the dorsal side. The lower region of this cross section of the spinal cord, when we see it is ventral region, this is the central canal. The dorsal side, when it emerges to form a nerve, it forms a ganglion on both the sides. Ganglion, aggregation of nerve cells is ganglion, and this ganglion is present only in the dorsal region. Then the ventral and the dorsal part, they join together to form a mixed nerve. So this region, the dorsal root of the ganglion, they are having pseudo-unipolar neurons. The bipolar neurons, they are found in the retina of the eye. When I teach you eye, that time we'll study how they are situated, what is their function there. And the multipolar neurons, they are situated in the cerebral cortex, the cortex region of the cerebrum. So this is the location. Now we will discuss about types of neurons on the basis of their function. So there are 3 types: sensory or afferent neuron. Second type is interneuron, also called as interconnecting neuron or internuntial neuron or adjuster neuron or association neuron. And the third type is motor or efferent neuron. So let us see what is their role. The sensory or afferent neuron, They are connecting sensory organs to the central nervous system. Which are the 5 sensory organs? We have eyes, we have ears, we have nose, we have the taste buds on the tongue and our skin. These are 5 sensory organs. And these sensory or afferent neuron, they connect from the sensory organs to the central nervous system, carrying the stimuli, different type of sensory stimuli from sensory organs to central nervous system. So I hope you got it. Interneuron, very interesting role. They communicate between the sensory and the motor or afferent or efferent neuron. They also conduct reflexes, different types of reflexes. Now the motor or efferent, they are connecting the central nervous system to the effector organs. Central nervous system is brain and spinal cord. It is connected to effector organs. There are 2 effector organs in our body, all the muscles in our body and the glands in our body. These are the effector organs, especially the voluntary muscles, the skeletal muscles and the glands. They are connected by the motor or efferent neurons. And what is their role? They carry the responses to the muscles and the glands from the central nervous system. So these are types of neurons on the basis of their function. Sensory, carrying stimuli from sensory organs to central nervous system. Motor, carrying responses from central nervous system to effector organs, muscle and gland. And adjuster neuron, communicating between these two. Now we will discuss about neuroglial cells, also called as the glial cells, which are supporting cells. They form packaging substance around the neurons. They are the one they continuously divide. We know that neurons cannot divide because they do not have centriole, but glial cells continuously divide. And whenever we talk about brain tumors or cancers, it is always of the glial cells. It is never of neurons because neurons do not have the capacity to divide. Now these glial cells are of 3 types: astrocyte, oligodendrocyte and microgliocytes. These are large star-shaped cells having numerous processes. Oligodendrocytes, they are comparatively smaller. Oligo, few, they have few processes. Microgliocytes, they are smallest. They are small in size. Micro is small cells with branching. These astrocytes, you can see in the picture, they are large star shaped with numerous processes. And the oligodendrocytes, they are connected to all the myelin sheath. We'll see the function. And these are the microgliocytes with lot of branching. Function of astrocyte, they form a blood-brain barrier. Now, what is a blood-brain barrier? They will form a connection between the blood vessels and the brain, the neuron cells. And what will be their role? They will bring about homeostasis, including the glutamate ions, the calcium ions, the potassium ions, the water ions. They are balanced. They are homeostasis. They are maintained a balance between these two things. They also act in the defense against the oxidative and the nitrosative stress. Sometimes they also store energy and scar formation, tissue repair. All these are the functions of astrocytes. So main function, they form a blood-brain barrier maintaining homeostasis. Oligodendrocyte, they help in formation, preservation of myelin sheath in central nervous system. The myelinated neurons, which we will study in the next video, they have this fatty layer of sheath called as myelin, and the preservation and helping to form these myelin is done by the oligodendrocyte. Whereas the microgliocytes, they are the most, I will say, important because they are scavengers. They will remove all the dead cells from the central nervous system. They will kill all any pathogens that are entering the nervous system. Therefore, they are phagocytic in nature. So these are the 3 types, their function and the structure of neuroglial cells or glial cells. Now students, in next video, we will study about multipolar neuron, its structure and its type. Thank you.